Prostate cancer is the second most common cancer among men in the world and the second leading cause of death from cancer in American men. While the majority of cases are diagnosed before the cancer has begun to spread outside the prostate gland, about 1 in 20 men will have prostate cancer that has advanced to the time of diagnosis. Here to help raise awareness to fight against prostate cancer is Dr. William O., a professor and chief of the Division of Hematology, as well as Jan Manawright. She's an advocate, senior educational facilitator at the Prostate Cancer Research Institute, as well as wife of advanced prostate cancer patient. Good morning to you both. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
William, Dr. O, I'll start with you. What is the national impact of prostate cancer and advanced disease specifically?
Well, as you pointed out, it's the second leading cause of cancer death in men in the United States. So it really causes quite a lot of suffering and death, premature death for men with prostate cancer. And an important point to this is really that there's been a lot of new treatments that have been really discovered and approved by the FDA in the last 3 years for advanced prostate cancer. So the impact is quite significant, but research has really moved the field forward in the last several years.
I know this is, obviously no cancer is good. My uncle actually passed away from prostate cancer. So it is devastating and it's deadly. What are some maybe red flags that people can look out for to kind of catch this early? Any symptoms that we should be paying attention to?
I think some of the most important symptoms of prostate cancer are bone pain. This is particularly back or pelvic pain or urinary symptoms. Now, both back pain and urinary symptoms may come from benign causes, so they don't automatically mean that you have cancer. But it's very important if you have a symptom like this, particularly if it's persistent and not improving, for you to speak to your doctor and get tested for prostate cancer.
Do you think that a lot of men maybe hesitate to talk to the doctor about this because maybe, I think sometimes you're afraid of what the result might be?
Yes. I think that that's definitely true. I think that men in particular are really trained from an early age not to complain. They sometimes are worried about what they may hear, and so they try to avoid the problem. And that's never a good strategy. It's really better to make sure that it's not something more serious and to really face the problem head on. And the way to do that is to go to the doctor and get to be tested, because it's very easy to make a diagnosis of prostate cancer if it's there. And as I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of treatments for it if you should have prostate cancer, both from cure but also to control the disease for many years.
And before I let you go, I want to circle back to those treatment options. But Jan, tell us what inspired you to become an advocate for prostate cancer and working in the research of it.
Well, my husband was diagnosed with this same advanced prostate cancer that William O. refers to. He had bone metastasis from the beginning. And I would want to say that men can live with small amounts of bone metastasis for a very long time. And even though my husband's case was very advanced, he lived for 13 years, and in Fort Myers, by the way. But, you know, what inspired us was that the Prostate Cancer Research Institute helped us and then hired me. And so I found that helping my husband brought inspiration into a difficult journey, and we stayed on that journey for a long time.
And being a caregiver, to him and working in this, were you able to notice and kind of point out any of these symptoms that Dr. O discussed with us?
I would have if my husband had talked to me about them, but he was the typical stubborn man in many ways. And also the back pain that he was experiencing when his PSA at diagnosis, by the way, was over 7,000, which is very unusual. Again, he lived for 13 years. But his back pain could be attributed to so many things. And I like to say there's power in just starting a conversation, especially with your doctor, and you don't unleash that power unless you just start the conversation, and you'd be surprised at what's there.
Well, we've got about 30 seconds left, Dr. O. I certainly want to get to the treatment options. What's the first step that we should take if someone close to us or if we ourselves are struggling with something like this?
Well, obviously go to see your primary care doctor, but if you do have advanced prostate cancer, I think the most important message is that there are many new treatments that are available to really help you. These are treatments that can go to the bone, can control the cancer in the bone or elsewhere in the body, and really allow a high quality life and control of disease for many years.
And then Jan, how about any advice to maybe any wives out there who have husbands living with prostate cancer? What would you say to them?
just find your own way to advocate. It's a journey, and everyone advocates a little bit differently. For me, I definitely got involved in the care and actually the treatment decisions. One of the things I learned to do was to develop better questions for the doctor, because a better question gets you a better answer every time. So,
Jan Mannerite, Dr. William O., we appreciate you so much for being here and helping us raise awareness and help fight against prostate cancer. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to have more on this segment posted to our website. Just go to fox4morningblend.com.
One last look at your Fox forecast, and we'll be right back.